I was working with a weaver that was living in San Francisco at the time, and I was living in Berkeley. Her name is Peggy Osterkamp, and she was helping me learn how to handle those fine yarns with energy, how to get them on my loom and off my loom easily. And I was having a hard time getting them really fine. Like I was having a hard time with the super fine cottons and cashmeres that are so short and thin. And I wasn't having the success I like. So she came into my studio and she said, spin me the finest bobbin of S spun and the finest bobbin of Z spun in cotton you can, and I'll weave some samples for you. And I just thought it was a great challenge because I knew that she'd never be able to weave with it because I hadn't been able to. And so 2 days later she came into my studio with this little slew of the most beautiful samples I'd ever seen. And she had brought a little sample in that she had used with really fine crepe yards made in Europe. And they were so fine when she was measuring the warp, they hooked together in S and a Z. She couldn't take them apart, so she just threaded them through the heddle as one yarn and wove a little sample, and it looked just like knitting. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, geez, if you can make cloth that's woven look like knitting with energy, I wonder what you could do with knitting. Could you make it look woven? And so as soon as Peggy left that day, I spun up 2 bobbins, one of S, one of Z, very fine wool, and I just started knitting samples. And because her woven sample was in plain weave, which is the simplest of weaves, I thought I should start plain. So I started with a garter stitch. And then I just took off from there. I did a garter, and then I did a stocking knit, and then I did a, you know, different combinations of S's and Z's with knits and purls, and I just started working with them, and it was just intriguing what would happen.